Just if you just heard me say banana.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's no, I don't think there's any lag when we're talking, but you know that fifth form welcome back that you can now see, I had that on my screen quite a bit before you could see it. So, but the fact that I've got my second screen, I think at least I can just wait and wait for the screen to come up before I start talking. Anyway, so as you know, guys, the GCSEs are cancelled for the summer, but we don't yet know about the IGCSEs. Okay, I expect they will be cancelled as well, but obviously because they are more of an international qualification, for all I know, the government aren't allowed to cancel that one. I don't really know how it works. So we will keep an eye on what's going on with the IGCSE. But to be honest, I think from your point of view, it's a tad irrelevant, okay, whether it's on or not, because I think it's very likely we will be back for the summer term, or I hope we will be. Maybe not at February half term, but hopefully we'll be back next term. And because we're going to have to go and give a ranking, and we want that ranking to be as fair as possible, the best way to do a ranking will be based on some exams. So what I expect will happen is that once we're all back in the summer, we will hold internal exams for GCSE protected papers that you won't have seen, and obviously that will effectively decide our ranking of you lot. So that kind of like the real thing, okay? So so that's what I'm expecting will happen. Yeah, please speak up, go on.
Should I be able to see something? Because I can just see a black screen.
No, you
Yes.
right now you should see a
I
screen.
can see the welcome back screen.
That's just you, George. You should see fifth form welcome back.
So I'm with
But basically, I'm recording this anyway, George, so you can look at the recording. And all I'm effectively doing is reading off the slide. It's more like a prompt list for me. So if you can't see it, you're not really missing out. Okay.
Okay.
So point one is, although GCSEs are cancelled, we don't yet know about IGCSEs. Point two, even if these are cancelled, we will be formally testing the system to help us with the ranking order. Okay, so from our point of view, guys, we've finished going through the syllabus. So I want us just to be, I've just got a call from the lobby. Oh, bother. I don't want to break, whoever's waiting in the lobby will just have to wait. I think from our point of view, we're just going to carry on as per normal, okay? So what we would have been doing as per normal is once a week I would have been testing you, and then the other lessons in the week we would be going over that test and doing other bits and bobs. So we're going to carry on exactly as if we were in school. Now, what I want to stress to you is these tests, which we're going to do across all the sets, they're going to be every Tuesday. Obviously, the higher sets will be doing the higher paper, and the foundation sets will be doing foundation paper. I promise you, we will not be basing our rankings on these, because who's to say that you don't just immediately go and start chatting to each other and just share answers. So these tests that we'll be doing every Tuesday are just to keep your exam technique up to scratch, okay? They're not to assess you, okay? So what's going to happen, every Tuesday we will have a test. It will be a third of a paper. It will be 33 marks. You'll have the whole hour to do it in. So really, hopefully, that will give you plenty of time, because that's effectively giving you 3 hours to do a whole paper. So that should be hopefully more than enough time, even for those of you who get extra time. While I'm talking about it, the further maths is going to carry on as per normal, okay? So I'll still be doing those sessions just as per normal for those of you who do further maths, okay? I mean, in short, we're just carrying on as if we were in school. Now, I'm just moving on to my next slide, which I appreciate there's going to be a bit of a lag. I'm just going to go, I might just go and see if I can let the people in the lobby while you're waiting to see that. Let me see how easy it is.
I can see it already.
Yeah, oh good. I don't have anybody in the lobby now. Now, the trouble is when I do that, I think I've got to go shared screen. And yes, so now I'm suddenly
Oh.
got. Yes, so we can see Poppy now. So that's being recorded. So I'll have to just, as nice as everybody looks, I don't think it's fair to be. So I'll get rid of that. I'll cut that bit out of the video and just keep it to the
Hi,
original
Poppy.
bit. So back to this screen. So yeah, so I guess note to self again, I can't afford to be leaving my presentation too often, otherwise there's going to be lots of cropping I have to do. Anyway, so this is a slide I pinched from Mrs. Miskin's slide. Oh, now it's taking a minute now. It's saying people are waiting in the lobby. Oh, well, they're just going to have to wait. So yeah, so these are from Mrs. Miskin. So yes, as you would expect, we're going to have a live lesson every time we'd normally have a live lesson. Obviously, have all your kit together. Join on mute, but with camera on. Well, that's up to you. Obviously, continue to ask questions, answer questions, what have you. And then I will be more often than not setting work on Dr. Frost, although these Tuesday tests you will be uploading onto Teams. I'll come back to that in a minute. So just to reiterate, these Tuesday tests, so this is to keep you up to speed with your exam technique. The first one you do next Tuesday, I have made sure that the questions I've selected are all on the list of topics that you would have been revising for the mock. Okay, so you mustn't go and think, oh crikey, I've only revised that list of topics. The Tuesday coming, that third of the paper is all topics that were on your list. Yes, so basically you will, on the Tuesdays, you'll be available. We will set it up like we did last term as, we'll schedule it on as an assignment. You'll be available, you can print it off at 2:10, and then we're hoping that you can submit it, photograph it, or what have you, so just over an hour later. Now, just on that point, is there anybody who has no way of printing off a few pieces of paper? Is there anyone who doesn't have access to that? Okay, all right, okay.
Wait, on the same day?
Yeah.
Yeah, me.
That's you, Ebs, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, then is that because you're relying on, it's absolutely fine, you're relying on either your mum or your dad to run it off for you?
Yeah.
Okay, well, what I'll do, Ebs, you'll have to remind me, give me, so once this lesson's over, go and give me an email address that I can go and send it through to your mum or your dad, whoever's going to be running it off for you.
Yeah.
I will go and send it through to them the day before, and
Yeah.
I will ask them not to give it to you. So you're not allowed, they can put it in an envelope or something, and I'll trust you that you won't open it until 2:10.
Yeah.
Okay. As I said, there's no real point to anybody cheating on this. And I'm sure you wouldn't anyway. But this will not count towards your assessing, because how do I know that the second you start doing it, you don't all get together on some collaborative call and all just compare your answers? So there's no point it being part of the assessment procedure, because it's just it's just open to people just cheating. So yeah, 33 marks, as I said, so totally doable in time. And yes, and obviously other work, just keep in touch. Right, now, what I want us to do today, because we're all going to be a bit rusty, I've gone and uploaded some very basic algebra questions onto as an assignment on Teams. So I just want us, the first objective of today is for you to just go onto Teams, remind yourself how you find the assignments. Now, if you remember, there were two options, okay? You would either be clicking on that left-hand side icon, which would download the paper, okay? That would download the paper, and then you could just run that off. So those of you with printers will be able to do that. Or some of you might have the ability to actually, you've got touch screen capability. So further down, I've gone and you see that down here is the start of the actual worksheet. So when you're doing these tests each Tuesday, I don't mind whether you're going to be writing straight onto the screen and saving it, or whether you are going to be downloading it. Again, I feel a bit rusty about all of that. So really what I want us to do over today's lesson and tomorrow's lesson is for you guys to be comfortable with how are you going to handle these Tuesday tests. Any other work we do, we'll just be doing on Dr. Frost, which I know is easy. But my first objective is that you're all comfortable. You know how you're going to get access to the Tuesday 33 marks, how you're then going to write it all on, and how you're going to upload it back to me. So really, today's lesson, I just want you to go away and practice that, please. Obviously, I will stop the recording shortly. I'll let anybody in the lobby and tell them what they've missed as well. But I will keep the lesson going. So I'll say you'll still be able to hear me. I can still hear you. So I'll stop the recording, but the actual lesson itself will still be there on Teams. So we can carry on chatting throughout the lesson. This isn't a test. You can see that algebra is very straightforward. It's something I do with my first form. That's not the point. We're practicing uploading and downloading. Okay. So just as we were doing in lockdown number 1, I want to be able to go and see that you can go and press handed in when you've done it. That you remember that bit in yellow. All right. If you're uploading it, please do it that way. Do not do insert file attachment, because that creates an awful lot of work at my end. I've then got to upload. I've got to download your work and then upload it for you before I can start marking it on the screen. Okay. So I think the vast majority of you were doing that well last time round. Okay. So you've got to just practice reminding yourself how to do the insert file printout option. So I'm going to stop the recording now. Oh no, I've got one more slide. What was on that slide? Oh yeah. Yes. Once you've done this, okay, we're just going to be practicing. We just want to keep all our skills together. We want to be practicing loads and loads of past papers all the time, and I'm here to help on any questions. Okay. So once you've gone and successfully uploaded those basic algebra questions, okay, and that's all worked, some of you might be able to do that quickly, some of you might take the 2 lessons to figure it out. The other thing we're going to be doing on Thursday, Friday, I just want you to go into that legacy past paper. I've chosen past paper 20 because I think only Alex and one other of you, I forget who it was now, had actually made a little start on that one. Okay, so it's already there on Dr. Frost. We'll all concentrate on past paper 20, and it's just it's just practicing all the skills all at once. And once I've helped everybody with their their uploading and downloading and all of that business, I'm very happy just to have the flip chart available for this past paper. And just like in lessons, you can say, right, how do you do question 20? And I'll go and put question 20 up on the board, on the shared screen, and we can have a look at it. So this is one where, this isn't a test. This is just you working your way through the paper. So I'm going to stop the recording now. And let me see. So I go up to the top. I go stop recording. Where are we? Stop recording. So I've stopped the recording. Stop recording.